Hello and welcome to Sports Desk. I'm Brian Gautward. On our broadcast today, the Nets make a big splash this offseason, the MLB trade deadline is upon us, and of course, highlights from all of the big games. All that and more coming up on this edition of Sports Desk. Following a 49-33 regular season record and first-round exit at the hands of the Chicago Bulls, the Brooklyn Nets were poised and determined to make a big breakthrough this offseason. They answered the bell in a big way in acquiring aging but capable veterans in Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett from the Celtics. In exchange, Brooklyn sent a package including Chris Humphries and draft picks to Boston. The move is sure to increase Brooklyn's chances at a championship run. Time now for some football, and it was the Jets taking on the Patriots. Let's get to the highlights. Pick it up in the second quarter, Patriots leading 7-0. Tom Brady finds Shane Vereen out of the backfield, and nobody's going to get him. He's going all the way, 83 yards for the touchdown. It was 14-0 at that point. Then Sanchez drops back to throw, runs into his own teammate, loses the football, and it's picked up by Stephen Gregory, who takes it back for the touchdown, 21-0. And it's the play that will haunt Jet fans forever as Sanchez runs into his teammate, loses the ball, and it's a touchdown. Now on the ensuing kickoff, Joe McKnight takes it out, and he fumbles the ball into the hands of Julian Edelman, who takes it back for the touchdown, 28-0 at that point. Rex Ryan can only shake his head. And then just for good measure, it's Tom Brady going deep down the field and connecting with Julian Edelman on a long touchdown. All Patriots, 35-0 at that point. They win it in a rout, 49-19. The MLB trade deadline came and went this week, and the top story, Jake Peavy is changing his socks. That would be headed from the White Sox to the Red Sox. Also part of the three-team, seven-player deal is shortstop Jose Iglesias going from Boston to Detroit. Elsewhere, Matt Garza heads from the Cubs to the Rangers, while Bud Norris has his ticket punched for Baltimore. And speaking of baseball, let's head out to Citi Field, where the Mets were taking on the Dodgers. Matt Harvey was on the mound, Dodgers leading 1-0 early, and Harvey gets the strikeout on a nasty breaking ball. Fast forward to the sixth inning, and Matt Kemp drives one out to deep right field. Bird goes back, and it just is going to clear the wall for a two-run shot. That made it 3-1 Dodgers at that point. Now to the ninth, David Wright, liner in the right center for a base hit. It ties the game at 3. Then an extra innings, bases loaded. Jordani Valdespin sends the Citi Field faithful home happily. It's a walk-off grand slam. The Mets' first walk-off grand slam since 1993. Valdespin circles the bases. He celebrates with his teammates as the Mets go on to a 7-3 victory in extra innings. Elsewhere around baseball, Steven Strasburg outdueled Cliff Lee in a 3-1 Nationals win. The Cardinals topped the Braves 4-2 in that one. Now switching over to the American League, Dustin Pedroia's double and 3 RBIs propels the Red Sox to a 6-2 victory over the Orioles, while Jose Bautista hit a 2-run homer in the ninth to send the Blue Jays 4-2 winners over the Rays. And now switching from baseball to soccer, we send it down to Alex Hager. Alex?
Thank you. I'm Alex Hager here live at Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois, site of yesterday's Gold Cup final between the USA and Panama. Panama coming in riding high at that upset semifinal over Mexico. They came in, gave the U.S. a real tough challenge in the first half, leading to a 0-0 tie at the end of the first. Breck Shea, however, came in as the late sub, and off a beautiful flick pass from Landon Donovan, put one in the net, giving the U.S. the 1-0 win and the Gold Cup final. Thank you. Back to the studio.
All right, Alex, thanks. The Jets had an underwhelming 2012 campaign, finishing with a record of just 6-10. Add to that the Sanchez and Tebow drama, and at times, they were a circus, beginning with the head coach, Rex Ryan. Yet, after the season, the front office opted to fire GM Mike Tannenbaum and keep the head coach. This team has regressed each year under Rex's tenure. The offense has proven incapable. The team, led by Rex's brash style, has cared more about getting exposure than it has wins. Why didn't this team start fresh with a new head coach and a clean slate? In order for the Jets to head in the right direction, someone else has to be the head coach. Rex is just simply not the right guy. And that concludes this edition of the Sports Desk. I'm Brian Goudsward. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great evening, everyone.